The universe is just doomed. 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 Doomed.
I can't believe this. They fucking forgot my birthday.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back.
It's us, Nicole.
And Tessa.
And Kim is here.
As Carolyn's boobs.
We couldn't think of.
She's the panties.
We're like, we can't think of like a good character
I
or
know.
side character for you to be. All the side characters are kind of bogus, but here, she got nice titties.
Wheeze.
She wears that weird helmet to bed at night.
God, take that ridiculous thing off your head.
Because we're talking about 16 candles.
40 years of 16 candles.
And yes, we know we missed it. It was May the 4th.
I know, we're
but
late, but that was Cinco de Mayo.
We
so
made an
had
executive decision for
we
once.
had to.
We actually did know the anniversary was coming.
We did.
Wrote it down.
We had
and
a meeting.
had a little meeting
Yes, we did.
about
Came
is this going to
together.
happen on the day?
Or
Are we going to post it a week because we haven't done a Cinco de Mayo. We got to do Three
have to
Amigos.
do
It's
it.
a day away.
so
So here we are.
A day away.
For our 4th John Hughes movie.
Yes, that's right. We had to do the math earlier.
I know. I couldn't remember. I'm like, is this the second? No, third? What? I forgot about
Christmas
Weird Science.
Vacation, Weird Science, Breakfast Club,
Yep.
and 16 Candles.
So what do we got left? What's left on the list? Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink, yeah. That one's a whole fucking fuck.
Yeah. Almost not quite as bad as this one, though, as far as
No,
the
because like I told you
things
earlier,
that don't hold up. Besides that
Oh.
fucking dress. But that didn't hold up at the time.
That
That's not a
dress
new
was
thing.
has always that dress was born ugly.
Yes.
That dress was born fucking ugly. Even Molly Ringwald said, did she not say?
Yeah, she
She
said
saw that dress
saw
and
it was
cried.
mortified.
I
yeah.
did too, girl.
We all did.
We
This
were
is
like,
your grand finale.
she's gonna fucking. She took. Yeah, we're gonna have to do Pretty in Pink.
Yeah,
because
we'll
we're gonna
have
have
to
to
talk
talk
about
about that dress for like a year. How
So-
long ago? When's the fucking anniversary for that? Fuck it.
Oh, and then because we were looking at the dates too, and it was for Anthony Michael Hall. It was Vacation First.
Vacation first, and that. Well, this was written for him.
Is
It
that why
said,
he's
or with
featured
him
as
in mind? is
Anthony
because
Michael Hall as the geek?
the geek, which I never. Who called him the geek?
He
They
was
called him
Farmer Ted.
Ted. He's always been Farmer Ted. I feel like that's a weird timeline shift.
And
that,
somebody else is listed in IMDb as the lead geek, and isn't he the lead? Isn't he the
he's
geek
the leader
leader
of the shitheads.
Yeah.
it's clear.
It's
It's
I thought
clear.
That's a whole
I
conversation.
want to know how he got that reputation when he talks about how he got the rep
In the
sixth
sixth grade?
How?
a cousin.
Ew.
You know it was
Oh.
family reunion.
Oh. Come on. Does
cousin
he
you
go to
never
like the
met.
family reunion? Is that when he's what did we decide that Brian is a sophomore
Oh, in Breakfast
in
Club.
Breakfast Club?
He's a
that-
freshman here, so he changed schools after the whole.
Or were they sophomores in Weird Science? So he would be a junior maybe in anyway, it doesn't matter. But
don't
is
know.
that the one where he talks about his mom doesn't like him wearing anybody's shoes?
I think that's Breakfast Club,
But it's like his dad's shoes, so who cares?
right?
Anyway, so Anthony Michael Hall's in this movie, and so is Molly Ringwald
As Samantha Baker.
Samantha Baker. Baker, farmer,
Yeah.
candlestick maker.
And the girl who played Ginny, her real last name is Baker.
Yeah.
Blanche Baker.
Blanche Baker.
As the fucking bitch stoned sister.
Oh
She's
my
not
God.
stoned until the end, but like
That was so funny.
she was a brat.
Michael Schoeffling
Shuffling.
as Jake Ryan, who I'm still saving myself for.
Haviland Morris as Carolyn, who you guys,
Okay.
today we learned. Think about Carolyn, the one, purple dress, hair
Right.
gets caught in the door,
Uh-huh.
cuts off. Think about that face. Now think about Gremlins 2.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that redhead
Yep.
in Gremlins 2.
Yep.
That is Caroline in what is closer to her natural hair color.
Right, because she is an actual redhead, so she wears a wig through all of this because there could be only one, Highlander style, according to John Hughes.
Even though Molly Ringwald's not
She's
a
not an
redhead.
actual redhead. What the actual fuck is my life?
Sorry to dash all your dreams.
What is my life?
But she's a brunette.
The carpet does not match the drapes, y'all.
If you want to see, go watch old Facts of Life episodes.
That's
and you will
right,
see
isn't
her
it?
with her brown hair.
That's
no.
right.
Facts of Life episodes starring tiny little Molly Ringwald with her brown
Tiny
hair.
Little Molly Ringwald.
Gedde Watanabe, is that how you say
Gedde
it?
Watanabe?
Watanabe as Long Duk Dong,
Yes.
the
a
donger.
Japanese descent American man who has no accent, who is playing a Chinese person who borrowed the accent from a South Korean
Oh
friend
my
of his.
goodness, we got a mixture.
We
got
got a mix.
We got the whole continent of
we
Asia
got
in this character.
Girl, I wouldn't even say. I don't think any of those things are
They don't-
not as close together as you might assume.
They don't like each other. Some of them.
Oh,
too.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know. I stay out of that shit because this is like Mr. Yunioshi levels of fucking racist caricature.
Oh man, and this movie's got problems.
In spades. I don't know. We'll
Problem.
see. We're gonna make it
We've got problems.
plural. Want to hear?
Paul Dooley, aka Wimpy, fucking Wimpy.
That's right. That's right. I was
Jim
trying
Baker.
to remember. I was trying to remember why we hated him so much. I was
Fucking
like,
Wimpy.
Why was I talking about fighting fucking Paul Dooley? I can't remember. Now I do.
Damn cheeseburger bum.
Now I'm
Give me my fucking cheeseburgers.
Bomb. Ugh. You know what? He was like a really good dad at the end.
He
Now,
was.
Like, that fucking
He's the
blows it all
sweetest,
out of
yeah.
the water. Now
Yeah.
I'm mad. Now I'm fucking mad. Why'd you gotta remind me it was women?
Because I forgot until I asked myself the same thing. I was like, why is it about Paul Dooley? Why there's a thing? And then I looked it up. I was like, oh shit. Wimpy.
Oh, this motherfucker.
Justin Henry as the little brother Mike, who is the kid from Kramer versus Kramer.
Yes.
John Cusack as Bryce.
Blanche Parker, did you say as
Blanche Baker.
Oh, Baker. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, as
not what I
Ginny.
meant to say. Who did I meant to? Oh, Carlin
Parker?
Glynn, the mother, Brenda
Oh,
Baker.
okay. Yeah, I forgot her.
Justin Henry, like you said. John Capellos
As Rudy.
as Rudy again. And he was in Weird Science.
He was in Weird Science and
Breakfast Club and this movie.
So he's like Anthony Michael Hall and Molly Ringwald. He's a John Hughes staple.
a staple.
A repeat.
I guess Anthony
appearer.
Michael Hall has been in the most
Really?
John Hughes
Till he
movies.
aged out of being a nerd.
Right? What happened to him?
He tried one with, I feel like, was Johnny B. Good a John Hughes? We looked that up. Was Johnny B. Good a John Hughes
it was.
movie?
I think we talked
I think
about
they
this,
were,
and I don't
because
think
it also
was.
had the principal
Mm.
and Robert Downey Jr.
Vernon?
and Uma Thurman. But Uma Thurman is not a John
No.
Hughes, but it was an
Staple.
early one for her.
That's true.
I just watched it again recently because it just came on TV.
No, that guy.
Oh, Bud Smith. Okay, never mind.
Smith.
He was trying to borrow. He was trying to do his John Hughes with Johnny B. Good. He's all, let me get Anthony
Borrowed
Michael Hall up in
right,
here.
If I get him in here
In
after
work.
the roids.
Dark Man.
Man.
I liked
Wow,
Dark
I-
Man.
I
that
haven't
should be
seen
on the
that in a
list.
long
I haven't
time. It
watched it in
should.
forever, but I
I
remember
really
liking
liked
it. Poltergeist 2. Okay, not as good.
Oh, not as good. Not as good now that you mention it. Ed Andrews as Howard, the grandpa.
Oh, I didn't write the grandparents.
Oh, Billy Bird as grandma. Carol Cook as the other grandma. Max Showalter as Fred, the pooping grandpa. Debbie Pollock as the sexy girlfriend.
Oh, I have her as Lumberjack.
I have her also as Lumberjack, but they call her Marlene.
Oh, do they? I'm bad at listening to the names.
Samantha calls her Marlene.
Oh, I did not even hear that.
I thought that's what I heard. It sounded like that.
Didn't you? Oh, you didn't have them sub titties on because this was on Plex.
Exactly. Precisely. You
missing
know how
stuff
much
now.
I hate that. It was so loud. It was so loud.
So that you could hear it.
Just so I could hear it.
We're gonna have to get you like a headset, a wireless one that you could walk around with that does this audio for your TV.
Right?
Some
That's what I
Bluetooth
need.
ones.
That's what I need.
I put Darren Harris, who was the other nerd, Cliff. Wheeze.
And Joan Cusack also, neck brace gal.
And that Darren Harris kid was in Weird Science and Better Off Dead.
Right.
So
you were
another
saying.
Cusack and Hughes connection.
The
Hughes connection.
And Liane Curtis as Randy, who I was like, why does she look?
Rock and Roll High School forever.
Yes, I was like, it's
Yep.
fucking Stella.
Yeah.
Totally looks
Yeah.
different.
I also have little Jamie Gertz.
Jamie
is
Gertz
in there
is
for
in
a
there,
second.
yep.
Zelda Rubinstein's in there for a second. Speaking of Poltergeist.
Brian Doyle Murray.
Yep, he in there for a second.
He in there.
And I think that might be
I
all.
think that's all
she
have.
wrote.
Yeah.
So we begin, as we do so many times.
Right? The alarm is going
With the
off.
frantic
everybody
scramble, relatives inbound. This gives very much Christmas Vacation vibe.
Up. It also
this
gives
whole
me that. Like,
beginning.
I feel like the family coming to town and arguing over who's getting into what car.
It has to have happened to John Hughes in
It
real
has
life.
to
that
be
whole
because it's like it's a
it happens more
stopple.
than once. Yeah, a stopple of the Hughesack universe. Hughesack. And yeah, arguing over who gets into the bathroom,
Right,
who's
like
sleeping in what room, all that stuff.
Yes,
or that
but-
hasn't happened yet.
No,
but they're
but
just.
that, they come to that too.
Yeah.
Because that's also.
And
very
Sam
much.
is in her room while everybody's frantically like getting ready for school and work, just talking to herself in the mirror because it's her
Physically
16th
or
birthday.
chronologically, you're 16.
But she doesn't look or feel any different.
Nope.
And you realize she's on the phone with her
She's
friend.
got her own line.
She went to go check herself in the mirror to tell her friend if she
Nope,
like
I
woke
don't
up with
look any
boobs
different.
magically.
Yeah, right. She woke up and was
Basically.
like, "Bam! I'm stacked."
But she's got to go because she's sure her family is like anxiously awaiting to tell
They
her happy
probably
birthday.
They haven't been able to wish me happy birthday yet.
But lo and behold, she gets down there and they're like,
Yeah,
Bye.
they're all like, "We
You
all
missed
gotta
breakfast."
go." Everybody's like, "They're." First of all, it's like I'm guessing a Friday, and the wedding is tomorrow.
it's got to be if the wedding's
and
tomorrow.
everybody is like coming to the house and not taking.
And you're
the
all still
day.
going to work and going to school. Take the goddamn day off.
And it's all right. And it's also the first time they meet the other.
I think it's the first time they met the boyfriend.
Oh,
Because when he
She
asks
says,
her if
like,
she's
6
if he's
months
that
in a
racial
row.
slur,
which that was another
I don't
thing
think he's
we
ever
just
met
learned.
him. There's a comment later, and I feel like I wrote it down where he says something where it seems like they've never because she's only been dating this guy 6 months.
6
she
months,
says,
yeah, 6 months.
I don't think
in a
they've even met
row.
the dude, let alone his family. But
That's
yes, it's for sure the first
incredible.
meeting, the night before the
Yes.
wedding
Yeah,
is the first meeting
of
of
the
this
in-laws.
family.
Would you schedule your wedding to be the day after your sister's birthday?
She doesn't realize.
She don't
it.
care. She don't
doesn't-
care. It's
she
the day
doesn't
after her
even
sister's
know.
birthday.
She
She's
just
never
picked a day.
acknowledged her sister's
No.
birthday unless forced to do so. None of those kids have.
No.
All her siblings hate her. They're all dicks. Well, the little girl maybe not. You
Right.
don't really
And
see a lot
that-
of the littlest
You
sister.
said that's her actual sister.
Oh, the littlest sister was.
Molly Ringwald's
Oh, I
little
didn't
sister.
know that because she's been
We
in other
didn't
stuff
either.
too.
She found her.
Is she a
found her,
Ringwald?
Kim.
Because I didn't see
Yeah.
no other Ringwalds in there.
Oh, that's what she said. I just
Oh.
assumed that it. Would you say Patty?
I think so.
Patty.
Patty and Molly.
Patty. Samantha. No, the
Bonnie.
Beth.
Oh, Beth.
No,
Okay.
the character's name is Patty.
Oh,
so Patty,
okay.
Mike,
And it's Beth Ringwald.
Samantha, and Virginia.
Oh, I did not know this. I would not have. I mean, she looks enough like her, but she doesn't look so much like Molly Ringwald that I was
She's
like,
in
that's
the
got to
movie
be her
for,
real
like,
sister.
For like a second.
Yeah, she's not in it much.
TV show and Crash Island TV.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And
Oh.
not only did they forget her fucking birthday, they didn't even give her make her carrots.
Make her carrots.
because as we
Her
discussed,
mom had to crinkle cut them. You gotta like.
she had to skin them.
She had to skin them.
You can get wet baby carrots from the store
No.
and already prepackaged.
Wet baby carrots. The wetter the
better. Why are they so wet?
Why
Carrots
did they
are
get wetter
wet.
than before?
I know.
They get
Regular
wetter
carrots
the
don't
longer
come
you have
wet.
it. No.
Well, if you leave it in the bag long enough, they get slimy.
Oh yeah.
No, I
No,
can't.
that's
have
how you
that.
know
I
they're
don't
no
want that
good.
one. Nope. I don't want.
So
that
yeah,
carrot
so mom
water,
didn't
y'all.
make her carrots.
Nope.
She's got to, and she's like, you don't have anything else to say to me.
Right.
That's it?
She's
And
like,
she's like, what do you want me to
to say?
You're gonna miss the bus.
Right. She's like, I can't believe it.
They
They fucking forgot my birthday.
Which because I saw this on TV almost always.
Yeah.
It was always
Oh,
just
no.
they forgot my birthday.
They forgot my birthday.
And so watching it today with that
I was
was a
like,
little bit like,
oh.
oh wow,
Right,
she dropped
'cause
an
this
F
was-
bomb,
I guess it originally received an R rating because of the titties
right?
and the F bombs,
Okay.
and to say nothing of the slurs. Or,
Well, back then they didn't
Anything else, they
consider
didn't give
any
a
of
shit.
it slurs.
but But it was also before it got lowered to a PG because this was before there was a PG-13 rating. So now I guess
it would be a PG-13.
It would be a PG-13.
So now we've had an F-bomb before the intro credits. We are now getting our intro credits.
And this like androgynous couple with the hands in the back pocket.
And the pinky holding. There's always
it's like
a little montage of high school.
There's like primping in the bathroom, the pinky link, somebody can't open their locker. And like drawing on your knees. Oh my god.
Knees and ankles. If you had the cut knee on your pant leg, yeah. And my kid still in high school was still doing that. It's just something you do.
It's like just a human condition.
And Randy and Sam meet up. That's her friend. And she's telling her how her family forgot her birthday. And she's like, well, they'll remember.
Right.
Just remind them.
Right.
The massive guilt could be profitable.
It could be. Like I always pictured my 16th birthday would be platinum.
A big party, a band, Trans Am.
Right. Pink Trans Am in the driveway and doing it on a cloud and not getting pregnant.
No, a black one.
Black guy?
Black Trans Am.
Pink guy.
Okay, racist.
Right.
Why does it have to be pink, Molly? It's because she's pretty in pink. She likes her whole room is pink. Everything's pink.
Everything's pink all the time, pink. And that dress she wears to the dance a little bit later, I almost called her Stella. Randy was supposed to wear that dress, but Molly Ringwald saw it and was like, I won't wear that dress.
And it was pink.
I know.
Wasn't it?
It was. She was very pretty in pink.
Yeah.
Wait, did this one come after?
This was before Pretty. No, I don't know. Yeah, check.
I should check since
Are you asking
one that
us?
you were thinking of was
like we know things.
Oh, like we don't know
Pretty
things.
in Pink came first. She's so pissed about that dress. When she
Right, she's like
She was
picking
like,
up every
I'm
cute
taking
pink
this
thing.
dress. They thought
to
they
make up
made it
for
up to
it.
her with that fucking sack of shit they put her in.
So then later they're in class. And Randy's like nodding out behind
It's like
Sam in
homeroom?
class. Or, independent study, he called it or something later.
Whatever.
So, yeah, it's like where you do your homework and
It's
shit.
just
Or
where you
read.
fall
Or,
asleep.
yeah. So she's filling out
And
some
who
questionnaire.
passed this to her? Where did it come
She
from?
says later that it was some other girl gave her this quiz in another.
Oh,
and
in
I don't
another
remember
class.
ever getting
Not
no
like this.
questionnaire like this
No.
at school
No.
from a friend talking about if you've ever done it. And then she
Have
goes,
you ever touched it?
and then when she reads, have you ever
Almost.
done it? She goes, I don't think so.
If you answered, I don't think so.
Right?
Would you ever
They
do it if you
anticipated
could?
it.
I guess so.
With who? Be honest. Your name is not on this.
I know. She looks around.
Makes eye contact with Jake.
Who's back there right behind her?
Mm-hmm. And she writes Jake Ryan.
and like,
folds it
do
up.
they know? No.
Yeah. And
And she
tries to
goes
like
to
sneaky
drop it
pass it to
to
Randy.
Randy.
But
Like, it's
she's
so
conked
obvious.
out. Yeah. She does it over her head.
I know.
Girl, just
Like,
slip
just-
right behind. And that teacher's asleep.
I know. The teacher's on
Turn
just
around
turn
and hand it to her. Why you
Teacher don't give a shit.
with Jake right behind you?
I know. That was a
And
bold
not even
move.
connecting with Randy to make sure she got it, like
I
feeling
know,
her
she
hand
just
on your
dropped
hand
it
or
down
nothing.
and never
That's
fucking
risky.
foolish.
Yeah.
Risky business.
And of course Jake
Whisker
does see
biscuits.
it. And he reaches that little
Oh, that little
Little
toe.
boot.
He puts that little boot out.
that little bit ankle.
Put that little boot out. He
Scoots
leaves
that
that
little-
desk out for her.
Oh, and I'm
God
sorry.
damn.
Jake Ryan's
I
a piece
know.
of shit, but
I know.
he's fine. I'm sorry.
Oh,
he's
shit.
fine.
You could go to Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah,
and
he
get
like mixed
handcrafted
Yes.
furniture
from Jake Ryan.
from Jake Ryan himself. In fact, I believe I read during the time that he was doing this movie, it was like 24 or something like that. So they was all like way old, except for Molly Ringwald and Anthony Michael Hall. But he was dating the gal that I think he married and has children with.
Oh
and I think
really?
is
He was
still
already
married
dating
to.
her.
That makes
Wow.
he makes furniture with. It's like a family business.
Okay.
I feel like they're still married. I'm not sure.
So after class, Sam's asking Randy about the note, and she has absolutely no idea what she's talking about.
Well, you mean you don't have it?
And she's like, I didn't see anything. And she's like,
Right.
oh God. And she's like, well, your name wasn't on it.
Right.
No
She's
one's
like,
gonna
so
know.
it's fine.
Well, not except for if the person whose name you want to bone
Right,
watched
sees
you
you
drop it
drop
on the
it.
ground after you wrote his name.
It's like he's a senior and
she
he's
says,
taken.
I'd shit twice and die.
Yes.
Cut to Jake asking this 40-year-old friend of his in gym class.
Is he the teacher?
Right? It looks like fucking
Is
Joe
he just the
Piscopo.
Is that joke
class.
Piscopo? Is it a guy that just came in off the street to work out at the high school gym?
And he's asking this dude, what do you know about Samantha Baker?
Or what do you think
Or what do you
about
think of her?
I don't.
Would you ever go out with her?
Why?
Depends how much you paid me.
Right?
He's like, she's not ugly.
No, but like you've got...
There's nothing there, man.
She's a child.
She's just void. Yeah, she's not ready to party serious.
Right.
Maybe I'm interested in more than a party. And he's like, but you got Carolyn. She's a woman.
Boy, oi, oi, oi,
And then
oi,
you
oi.
see them. They're not actually doing pull-ups. They're like on
Right,
a little
they're just
shorty bar, just standing there, kneeling up and down. So cut to Sam and Randy watching Carolyn in the shower with her
Right.
perfect bod.
Oh my gosh.
And
That's
she's-
not Haviland
No, that's not her,
Morris.
really.
She realized because it was supposed to be the whole thing that she's all stacked and shit. I
And she's
guess
like,
she
"I'm
wasn't
not,
much bigger than the other gals. So like, how am I gonna? I don't mind getting naked, but I don't know how you're putting it.
And they're talking about how, and on top of that, she's also supposedly really sweet.
Oh yeah, she's got a deaf brother. Everybody loves her.
So now Sam and Randy are getting on the bus after school.
I loathe the bus.
And I never had to ride the school bus. Well, I did, but not to school. It was like for band trips. They would sometimes, if it wasn't
yeah.
super far, it was just to like a neighboring school. We would take the school bus, not the tour
Right.
bus. The smell. How kids would be getting horny for each other on that bus, I do not know. But at night
Well, because
on a school
of
bus,
teenage hormones. That's what that smell was.
you just breathe through your mouth, I guess. Because it's just like rubber and feet and farts. It's just like yogurt.
most likely, but it's not from yogurt.
And all the band kids are in there. And now, did you notice that Ted had like a violin case in his hand while he was in the back?
Oh,
in
I
the
didn't.
background? Because
Oh.
I'd never noticed him really like hanging out, but he was with all the band kids and he was holding like a violin case. But he don't,
There's a gun in there,
right? You don't ever see him have, or like when he comes up to
Right?
her, he doesn't
He
have
should have
it.
like come upstairs.
He doesn't mention being in
Serenade.
band, right? Maybe that's how he
Like
could
an
have got
Italian
some.
restaurant, like at Olive Garden.
And then Randy gets off first with like basically all the bus. Apparently,
know,
her,
everybody
Ted,
gets it,
and
and neck
Joan
brace
Cusack
gal.
are the only ones who live in
Uh-huh.
this other neighborhood. And he immediately, wow, the fucking confidence of this kid, though. I'll give him that.
Oh man, he just jumps right in
Right
there, like,
on
You're
up.
too close.
But you hear is it Dragnet or Naked
Yes.
Gun? What is the music
Dun,
playing?
Dun 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 dun
Dun, 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 as he walks up the bus aisle to her. He just comes up, puts his arm around
Lower
her.
those eyebrows.
He's like trying to
He's all
flirt.
sniffing her.
Yes,
You
and
going to the
she's
dance
not
tonight?
giving. She's like not even looking at him. She like has
Am I
the back
turning
of
you
her
on?
head. No, he's like, you're very hostile.
Right? I love a girl with a hat.
You're a boy, or I'm a boy. You're a girl. Is there anything wrong with me trying to put a relationship between us? And she's like, he goes, answer me one question.
Is she the girl that kicked him in the nuts?
Probably because she calls him the F slur. Yeah, you're a
Kicks him in
total
the
F.
nuts.
And she's like, that's not the question. Oh, and then that's when he's like, am I turning you on?
Right.
And then she just gets off the bus. She
Right.
does not dignify that with a
No,
response.
She sure don't. So she heads up to her room, and apparently they didn't discuss this beforehand.
Yeah,
because the
that Grandma and
Twilight Zone
Grandpa
theme
were
starts
coming.
playing because her grandparents are up there in their underpants.
Oh, and what's everybody with these cool attic room, whatever this was?
see,
I
that's
want a
what I'm saying.
stairwell
That's
to my
part
room.
Of it. That was part of the things.
Because you know how many boys you could have had up there and like not get
Oh.
caught because you can hear them come up the stairs.
Yes. And
That's
you
a
have all that
perfect-
space to hide them up in the rafters.
Yes,
I got bats in my belfry.
I'm telling you. And so yeah, they come out and she thinks she's gonna get like, oh well, at least she's gonna get the happy birthday. You can see it on
Right.
her face, but no.
They're like
They
she
give her
asks
hugs
them,
and kisses
right,
and
how
stuff,
they're
but-
doing. They talk about all their old people problems, and she's like, "Do I look any older?
No.
No." They're like, "All right, well, bye."
I guess I'll go set myself up in Mike's room.
Right. So she runs right into the other set of grandparents as Grandpa's coming out of the bathroom.
Oh, if it isn't Sammy
Sammy
Davis
Baker
Baker Jr. And
Oh,
he
Fred.
calls out Grandma Helen,
Yeah.
and she's
There's
like,
an owl out here.
Fred, she's gotten
Got
her,
her
boobies.
boobies.
And he's all, I better
I
go
gotta
get
get a
my
magnifying
magnifying
glass.
glass. Oh,
Oh,
and they're
Fred.
so
Oh,
perky.
perky,
And she
too. She
grabs
just-
them.
I can't.
This happened to me.
I can't.
It was my step grandma,
Oh my God.
But she did. I swear it was maybe she had seen this movie and she thought it was funny, and I did not take it that way. But when I was, I think 16, probably somewhere in there, 15, 16, I was at their house for like Thanksgiving or something, and I hadn't seen them for a while, and she came right up like, oh, and I want to say she used the word perky.
Oh, wow.
And said, because of course they were,
I know, I'm a teenager.
Miniature, and I was a teenager. And she, she gave me a little tweak your
tweet your titties a little bit. She tuned in Tokyo.
And I was just mortified. I was just like,
yeah. What other response?
I don't even remember what I did in response. If I even like swatted her away or
like
said anything.
Shocked.
I think I blacked it out after that. I don't know what happened.
I can't believe it. My grandmother actually
felt me up.
And then we have
Gizzard with the whole handshake. When she does it, you just fall to the ground.
Yeah. So yeah, she goes to lay down on the bottom bunk in Mike's room.
yes, and we have gong.
What's happening? Hot stuff. And a long Duk Dong comes hanging his head over the top bunk. Cut to mom explaining to Mike, not to her.
Right, who this person is in his room.
And how do the paternal grandparents of this child have an exchange student? Don't you have to exchange a child?
That's what I thought was part of the fucking...
You have a teenager?
They have a Chinese exchange slave.
They make him fucking do all their shit. Like, where did they get this kid? And how is he an exchange student?
They bought him.
What did they exchanged cash for him.
They
didn't exchange a child.
Exchange student as in... We exchanged cash for a
slave.
Student.
Yes. Oh my God. So yeah. So she's explaining that he lives with grandma and grandpa, and she's asking them. So mom and dad have to go meet with the in-laws. So she wants Sam to help the grandmas with supper.
And
And
do you
she's
remember
like,
to turn the oven off in 20 minutes?
I can remember lots of things. And she's like, oh, it's my worst day of my life.
Right. So she goes to the west wing of the house now to go speak to Ginny.
Go to her big sister's room. Yep.
And she's like, I've had men who've loved me before,
but not for 6 months in a row.
Months in a row.
And she's all worried that their dad's going to embarrass her at dinner. And then when we see what happens,
come on.
She's clearly never met his parents either.
Right. Also that.
Yeah.
In that 6 months, she's never met the Rizcheks.
Yeah. And so because Sam doesn't seem to give a shit, she's like, I know what it is. You're jealous.
You're jealous of me. And she's like, wow, really?
I think you're being selfish and immature.
Right.
And she just storms out of the room and she's like, oh, make someone a bridesmaid.
And they shit all over you.
So at dinner that night, everyone is staring at long Duk Dong eating, like, I guess to see if he approves of the quiche.
It's a very clever dinner.
He's like, oh, all of these items baked into a pie. Thank you.
And like, oh, you and Sam are close in age, and like,
oh yeah, she tries to excuse. This is where you find out he's a slave.
Yeah, grandma and grandpa, and I like to push the lawn mowing machine, so
help
not to
grandpa
upset with his hyena.
Yeah, and he does the dishes.
Oh,
and the
you
laundry.
betcha! He does all the cooking and cleaning and washing of feet.
And oh god, so Sam wants to go to the dance, and Grandma has a wonderful idea.
Without asking her, she turns to long Duk Dong.
Would you like to go to the
dance with Samantha?
If I ever wanted to bitch slap an old lady more, oh my god!
I mean, whatever. He does well.
Right? He doesn't
Everybody
embarrass her,
kinda
really.
loves
I
him.
mean, nobody even really knows they came together. They don't
no.
even walk in together.
They
So,
don't.
which is
So-
also kind of weird.
It is a little bit.
And this is just a school gym cash dance. This is not
Right.
like
This
a
is not
prom,
prom.
a
This is not-
homecoming.
no,
People are in like kind of
It's a very
dressy, but
important dance. We're being graded on it for Jim.
no pretty and pink dress required for this one.
nothing like that.
And
She
so
has a
Sam
pretty
and
pink
Randy
dress.
show up together. I don't know where Duck is at this point.
Yeah,
And they're looking for Jake already.
right. Why
Well,
would they
she is.
fucking be? Do you think Jake's here? Why?
Why would they be
Why
here?
would seniors?
The most popular seniors in school are at this like random
Whatever
Friday,
dance
no
at the
reason, no
fucking
holiday
gym?
dance in the gym.
smells like jock straps.
There's no way. And then we get the wallflower
way.
wall, and
Of
so we
course.
see that the geeks are all scoping out Sam.
Right.
They've got the actual fucking infrared.
Oh, I know.
John Cusack and the other
Take
dude.
that shit off of your head.
head.
He like points out Sam, and he's like, "No, that's full-grown sophomore meat."
We've got a relationship, and
Right,
they're
I got a
like, "You're a
relationship."
fucking liar."
Right? They're like, Sam sees
Jake and Carolyn on the dance floor.
dancing.
And again, why are they there? They're like 17, 18 years old, and everyone else there just about is like a freshman or sophomore.
I mean, I would think that they would have had like the decision to go to a party somewhere rather than go to the fucking dance before they would have left school.
And if this is just a meetup to go take everybody to Jake's house, they stayed way too long for that.
Why are they out there
And why are
dancing?
they dancing? And only slow dancing.
Right.
There's no fast dancing at this dance.
Well, there is when they're skanking.
Oh, yeah.
And when they're playing
But you don't see Jake and Carolyn fast dancing.
Don't.
You only see them slow dance.
Skank.
And so he goes, Jake spots Sam watching him and kind of smiles at her over Carolyn's shoulder. And she just
She's
like
oh,
panic
shit.
turns around.
Because
Like,
Randy's like, bye.
and she turns around and there's Ted
Oh,
right behind her
fuck. And
trying to
then
dance with her.
That song starts. He's like, yeah, I knew you'd come around.
And she should just change her name to Mortified Ringwald because
I
through this
know.
entire movie,
He's like doing the little,
that's her face.
keep up with me, babe.
Mortified pretty much covers it. She starts to cry
I
as he
would,
dances
like,
around her
I'm
because
amazed of the confidence of this kid out there.
I'm telling
fucking-
you,
he
I
does
think that's
that
why she
split
gave
and
him her
just rips
panties.
apart.
I think that's why she gave him her panties. She was like, you know what, kid?
She didn't even see that part.
That's
She
true.
ran off before
She had
he
already run
farted.
away. And isn't he dancing to like Oingo Boingo?
Yes, it's like wild sex or something. He's like, oh yeah, I get really hot.
And his friends are all laughing at him because he's just dancing alone. She's already run out to the hallway to
Right?
cry.
They're like, oh, good job. She ran off.
Yes. So then they make a bet that he can, because he's still talking about he can get
Right, I
her.
could get her. Like it's fine. He
And
was
they
like,
want
well, you have
proof.
12 floppy disks.
Yeah. And at first they want video, and he's like, oh no,
we
it's
can't
gonna
do
get
video.
out
They're
there.
Like, okay, underpants. He's like, all right, bet. And they're like, girls
Underpants. And he's like,
oh
damn.
shit, ouch.
He was just gonna bring back his own tidy whities. Like,
right. Look,
you owe me fucking floppy disks. You didn't say whose underpants. And then Long Duk Dong has already found himself
right. He's cuddled up
this
to them
statuesque.
big old biddies.
And she looks like the PE teacher. She
I
looks like
know.
she's 25 if she's a day.
I bet the boys chasing you plenty around here.
And he's all nestled in her bosom. And why is he all like,
He got
what's
a
with the
booger on
tissue?
his-
And
I
he
don't-
had like,
Did
he
he
was
have
blow-
cocaine in the
I
bathroom?
think it was a tissue piece stuck to his face. But why was he blowing his nose?
I don't know.
He was blowing his nose. In
Yeah.
her titty. Like he had a tissue, but he was like, I don't know, because he wasn't sick before they
Right?
left. So I don't
have
know
no idea.
if there was a cut scene for why that was
There
happening.
might have been. And she was like, well, nobody's caught
well,
me yet.
When he says later that but I guess that wouldn't fit timeline wise. When he's all beat up later at the end and he's scared of Jake and he says Jake beat him up, but we never saw Jake beat him up.
Well, I think it's after he jumps out of the tree at him.
Probably. That makes the most sense,
I
but
think
you don't
that's
see
what
it happen.
happened, yeah.
Because I was like, maybe Jake punched him in the nose before this and that's
No.
why, but no. So he's found comfort in the bosom of this girl. And the geek runs into Jake and panics. Ted runs into Jake and is like,
Right, because he asks him about Sam.
he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Was she your girl?
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Is she yours?
He's
He's
like,
like, no. Do you know her?
And he's like, yeah, and he starts, talking
Smallish
her
tits,
up, whatever.
decent voice, smells pretty good.
And he wants to know, like, yeah.
She drives me crazy.
And Jake just kind of shakes his head in disbelief because he's
Right.
all, if it's okay with me, with my dad,
Right,
she's coming
He's
home
also,
with
did
me.
she come here with you? No. But if it's okay with my dad, she's gonna come home with me.
And Sam sees Carolyn and her friends smoking a J in the hallway.
Like, hi, how's it going? Talk about having a party at Jake's, even though last time his house was fucking destroyed.
Is that what
again.
she says?
Yeah. She was like, they're all laughing about it, and poor neck brace girl.
trying to
She's
get her
trying to get
drink
a
of water
drink.
from the fountain.
Oh my god! And like, she finally succeeds, and she has to wipe with the little skirt.
The
I
skirt
had
off
one
her
of those.
applique dress of
I
the girl on
had
her
a
shirt.
shirt or a sweater that had the skirt.
That seems familiar. I feel like maybe I did.
I did.
So she goes back in and sits with Randy and what's his name?
Jimmy Montrose.
Yes. And Farmer Ted comes back.
Yep. Well, I'm back. So I smelled.
And she introduces them to Farmer Ted the freshman. And Randy's
Right.
like, can I be honest with you?
Geek.
And he's
Can I-
like, not if you're going to insult
insult
me.
me.
So she just stops talking.
Get the hell out of here. Nice manners, babe.
And Jimmy backs it up
He's
like,
all,
no, get the fuck out of
Go on,
here.
she's totally serious.
And he still thinks he's talking to Sam, but she's already got up to go sit in the auto shop.
Right, like he looks away, like just go for it, like you whatever. And then he turns around, she's already gone.
Yeah. So he finds her in the auto shop, sitting in this half-done, shop car, knocks this whole shelf of hubcaps over, staring at her.
Wow.
And she lets him in. And what is this? Oh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea you couldn't dance. Like, why are you still playing? There ain't nobody else in this room but you and her. I'm sorry, I didn't. He thinks that's the problem.
I don't.
Is
think
that
so.
she don't
He's
know how
gotta
to
be playing
dance?
Funny, right?
And so she unlocks the door and lets him in.
She's like, stop it. No, she doesn't. Like, he trips over yet another hubcap trying to get around the back of the shop car, and he lets himself in and sits.
No, it's locked, and she reaches over and unlocks it. He tries to get in, and she reaches over and unlocks it.
Wow.
And she tells him it's her birthday.
It's been a shitty day. You say it's your birthday.
And she's like, please, no.
Please stop.
Please stop.
Hey, Jude.
I'm like, why was that the move? Like, oh, I wanted you to stop singing. So it's just because it was that
go
song.
on forever. Da, na, 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 na. Yes.
And she tells him that her family forgot her birthday. And he's like,
Right.
look, would you feel better if I told you a secret?
Right. It's really embarrassing. It could totally damage my rep as a guy.
I've never bagged a babe. And she looks at him like,
I'm not a stud.
That was
She's
not
like,
in
duh.
question. That was not in question.
I wasn't even worried about it, dog.
And he's like, well, no, I got this rep in the 6th grade
wanna
and it
know.
stuck with me.
I want to know that story.
He
That's
took
what
his
I'm-
mom's panties to school in the 6th grade or something.
Oh, gross.
It's not something cool, I'm sure.
So, like, they talk and all this other shit. He goes in for, like,
He tries to
gets
get
the
on
idea,
top of her.
And she's like, no, absolutely not. And he, like,
She's like,
Oh,
oh,
I'm
it's
sorry.
okay.
and then, like, ding.
And he does it
jumps back up.
again.
Like, no, I meant it was okay that you tried it once, not that you could do it again.
She's like, but I really felt how much you like me.
What?
And he's like, oh, zoning in
Is
on
it
my
my
brainwaves?
No.
No, I felt it on my leg.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, it's
He pulls some certs out of his pocket.
fresh breath is a priority. I mean, I guess he's got that going for him.
He's
He's
got
a
that
fucking
covered.
close talker.
Yes. And he tells her, first she's like, look, I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Right, like, I
but
don't want to be mean to you. It's, like, really human of you to listen to all my bullshit.
He's like, look, I just act like this so my friends won't think I'm a jerk. And she's like, but they're all jerks.
Right, he's like, well, I'm kind of their leader. I'm like the king of the
dipshits.
Yeah, dipshits.
So she's like, you could come back next fall as a completely normal person.
Right? A lot can happen in a year. Like, you could be fine by the time you come out. He's like, okay, well, this might be totally off the wall, but...
You want to have sex with me?
What? No.
She is not giving mixed signals here, Farmer Ted.
Right? And she was like, and that's not even as off the wall as the reason why I won't.
I'm saving myself.
For Jake Ryan.
Jake's my boy! I was just talking to Jake. He was asking about you.
What?
And hey, I mean, props for at least still trying to, because it could have been where he
know.
went, oh no,
Oh,
Jake
yeah,
doesn't like
no.
you. He just told me.
Right,
He just told me,
Jake
who's
is-
that
yeah.
gross girl? But he like still is trying to help, even though he's
like,
gross.
if you are messing with me, I will beat the shit out of you.
And he's like, so she's frantic figuring out, because he's like, no, I'm serious.
Right,
and
right.
he tells her to go for it. So she gives him a kiss on the cheek and goes to leave. And he's like, wait. So I made this bet.
Do you know how much floppy disk costs?
If I could just borrow your underpants for 10 minutes.
10
I don't want them back.
I don't either.
If
You
I
keep
were to
those.
if I were to agree to this, it's no, you can have the underpants.
I don't want the
I will
underwear
not be
back.
touching them again.
I don't
You know they
give
pass
anybody-
these things around the fucking bathroom.
Oh,
You know it was an extra $1 to
he
sniff
put them
them.
all up in his face.
Yeah. $1 to see, extra $1 to sniff.
$5 to
$5
sniff.
to sniff.
Gross.
Because she'd been wearing them since at least she
I
left
know.
the house.
Did she go home and change her underpants before the dance? Pants for the dance? Perhaps she did.
So we see Jake and Carolyn back on the dance floor, and she wants to blow it off and go to his house. She invited people over, but
Right,
told
he's
them
like,
not
"What
to
the
tell
fuck?"
anyone.
She's like, I love it when your parents go out of town. I pretend like we're married and we're the
I'm
most
your
popular
wife."
and rich adults in town.
And because he's all distracted, she's like, hey, are you like screwing around? You're acting weird. You know, just remember, I can name 20 guys who would kill to have me.
love me. And he was like, wow, is that a threat?
It's a fact. You know what, girl? Know your worth.
right?
Go, Carolyn.
Go, Carolyn.
So Sam is
All
practicing.
of those guys are the 40-year-old guys that hang out
Yes,
with
exactly.
at the gym.
All those dudes at the gym. So Sam's out there practicing her introduction to Jake in the hall.
Right? She's like, hi, I'm Samantha. You got a cigarette? Had this really bizarre dream and you were in it. And she's like, yeah, that's it. That's the one I'm going to go
That's
with.
the one. So she goes to approach him, picking up coats.
Parents trying to get rid of that kid throughout the whole thing.
That conversation, or the thing the kid says as they're pushing him back into the prom, and he's like, "I just want to be home
stay
with
you guys."
Real genius.
Yes.
When the kid gets, when they hear and he calls home crying, he says exactly that. And real genius isn't John Hughes, I don't think.
Maybe he's.
Is that another Bud Smith? Is he really trying to rip off? Who did Real Genius?
Oh.
Because there's some parallels, I feel like, with some of the dialogue there.
There's some things in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Martha Coolidge.
Oh, Martha Coolidge. Totally different person. Okay.
She did Valley Girl.
Oh, Valley Girl. Okay.
That's right.
So it was just this era, I guess.
I guess so.
So she approaches him as Jake is picking up their coats, but he turns and smiles, and she just like panics and walks
she
off.
turns, and then he like turns, and then like finally they both turn around at the same time, and he like smiles at her.
Yeah, he gives her a sweet smile, and she just freezes
and runs off. And he was like, "Wow, okay."
And she goes and hides in the hall, like, and watches them leave. Like, oh, I can't believe I gave my panties to a geek. Cut to the boys' bathroom.
Right? What year are you? Freshman.
Charging
$5
to get in,
right?
Or however many dollars, probably by how old you are.
Well,
to get
Randy's
in.
brother only paid $1.
And there's a crowd waiting.
And
Ted opens the stall door and reveals,
oh, panties.
And before we find out what happens next, we're gonna take a quick break. Yes, we'll be right back. And we're back.
We're back, and Dong is peeling the fuck out of
He's driving crazy. And so did he get drunk
drink
at the dance?
I don't know.
You didn't need to encourage the donger to get wild.
He was already on that What's Happening hot stuff tip before anything happened.
That's very true. And so he's got the lumberjack in the car.
Right, he's lighting 2 smokes. Now I got a place to put my hand
on her titty, and she's into it. She's like,
right?
thanks
She's
for
like,
letting me borrow the donger.
Right. Yeah, she's like, yeah, you're welcome. So also while this is happening, dinner with the Riz checks.
Yes, dinner with
Papa's
the in-laws.
over there talking about business. I dabble a little bit. And what is it? Personal politics, did he say?
I don't know.
The mother is over there putting that lipstick on and on and on.
And you get the look between the Baker family members like oh
my
shit,
fucking
like
God.
We're not the embarrassing ones,
Right?
here.
Thank goodness we're not. She's like, I just hope he realizes that marrying this one means he's out of the Girl of the Month club.
Hey, I can still look. I can still look.
I can still look. I just can't touch.
These are these are Atlantic City people. That's what they
I've never
gave me.
been there, but yes.
I've never been there either. But the vibe the parents are giving me is these are Atlantic City people.
I know nothing
That's
about
where they
Atlantic
go.
City except for these are the people that inhabit it.
She was later at the wedding. She's got that
with
fucking
that dazzling fucking sequence.
blinding Zelda Rubinstein with their
giving
sequins.
the pastor a big old smooch on the fucking mouth.
So the donger drops Sam off at home,
Right.
with
Tell
the drive-in
Grandpa not
tray
to
still
wait up.
attached to the
Sure
fucking
is.
car window.
Uh-huh. Donger's here for 5 hours and he's got someone. I've lived here my whole life and it's like I'm a disease. Ah!
Cut to the rager at the Ryan house.
Oh, the house is fucking
and they TP'd the house?
Why?
These people are hosting a party for you.
They were there for 5 minutes and there's shit all over the fucking
Everywhere.
lawn. The curtains are already tagged.
There's like 100 kids in this fucking house.
What the fuck?
And
Are you
never
going to
have
see
I
these
ever.
people on fucking Monday?
These are middle class
I'm
white
kicking somebody's
Illinois
ass,
children. Like,
right?
what are you doing?
What the fuck?
And
Who
even John
acts
Cusack's
like-
there trying to chug a beer in
I
a
know.
neck brace, falling over.
Right?
And so the donger comes crashing up to the party, literally parks his car on top of someone else's car that the people are currently fucking in.
Oh my God, that's true. Carolyn is like schmammered.
Oh, yes. And Jake's up in his room looking at Sam in the yearbook.
Oh shit, he's
looking up her
her
number.
And then Ted, Bryce, and Wheeze arrive.
And Ted encourages them that it's going to be okay. Nobody's going to kill you. Come on.
Right, like it's fine. Like we could go into the party. Like it's cool. We have panties and $60 or $70
$75
or something.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
And so they get up to the thing and like they get to the door and like be nice to his parents. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure his parents are home. Look at this house
Like,
on the
do
outside.
Do not embarrass me. Take those things
Off your
fucking
fucking
heads.
heads. The donger opens the door
Gong,
wasted.
it's Dong.
And so Jake's upstairs calling Sam, but her grandparents are in her room. She has her own phone line.
But it doesn't matter because they're up there asleep instead. And like, he goes to hang up after saying, "Eat me."
But that's right when Grandma picked up the phone.
Like, what did they want? Sex.
It was a sex call.
It was a sex call.
Jake's trying to call her again when Carolyn comes looking for him.
Oh man, she's like crawling down the fucking. Well, also we see that like the freshmen are trying to mingle and they knock over the beefy guys. Beer things,
beer
and, like,
tower.
Lumberjack and Dong are on the exercycle.
Yes,
and
wild.
this is when Carolyn comes up and he's like, "Go away."
She slumps outside his bedroom door and he slams it. Catches most of her hair
right
in the crack of the door
jam,
and she knocks very lightly.
Right.
Very like, hey,
hey, I'm stuck.
And then she sees her friends who are in Jake's mother's
jewels
pearls
and fur
and break her pearl. That
who
knows how much that fucking necklace
Jamie
cost.
Gertz, come get your girlfriend.
And breaks that fucking pearls everywhere. And they come up. She calls
She's
them
like,
over to
"Sorry,
help.
I don't do that." She's like, "Yes, you do."
They are wasted crawling on the floor.
So they crawl over there. They find Carolyn stuck. And finally, Jake gets through, but Grandma and Grandpa are like, "Nope, nope." Like, "You foul-mouthed hooligan calling with filthy suggestions."
She's lucky she has us, Howard. Even if she doesn't appreciate us.
Right.
So now a group has formed around Carolyn.
Right.
And they
her
have
little
found
friend,
the biggest scissors.
She's got a brilliant idea.
These are ribbon cutting ceremony scissors.
Right? Those are
Like,
what
who
you
just has
open
these?
a new location with.
And
Those are the scissors to the city.
No one in this group tried to knock on or even open this door, which is probably unlocked.
They're hammered.
They're all hammered watching her get a big old chunk of her hair cut
Right?
off.
So you gotta promise you won't be mad at me.
She cuts her away and she's like, "No, I love you. It's fine."
Right? Like, "Oh, thank you."
And the donger and the lumberjack are working out in the home gym when she drops this
like
giant weight.
deadlifts a bunch of weights, but she has not secured the weights to the end of the dumbbell, and it falls all the way into the wine cellar, which of course
breaking all the fucking
Ryans
wine bottles.
have. And now it's like, "Oh, well, party's over now. Everybody's gonna fuck off."
Yeah, now that everything's destroyed.
Right. Bye. We'll see. I hope they have insurance.
And he'll be grounded for his whole life if he does not
I
get
don't
this
know what
fixed.
the fuck
I don't know.
he could even do. I don't
He
know
could
what
clean,
he could do.
but he can't fix that hole and replace that wine.
I don't know who he knows. He drives a Porsche. His dad drives a Rolls.
And so we get a little pan around the room.
Right.
The Talking Heads tape is currently being
fucking
spit out of the
dicks,
tape
these
deck.
assholes.
There's a pizza spinning on the turntable.
He's like surveying the damage.
Bubbles coming out of the air vents. I don't
How?
even know.
How?
What?
All these assholes.
And he sits down and goes to find a drinkable beer on this table.
Which gross. What makes you think that there's like one that you'd want to drink out of?
there's
But this is literally like one of my favorite scenes in all of cinema. He picks up a beer can and there's an eye
just looking at him panicked.
Yeah. He's like, it's all doo-doo-doo.
And he clears off the table and there's Farmer Ted trapped in this glass cube table.
I'm trapped in a glass case of emotion.
And now Sam is home asleep on her couch. She didn't even try to go to Jake's party.
Nope. She just got dropped off and went to couch. And here comes Dad.
in.
He's like, "I feel like a real jerk.
Like, oh, we forgot your birthday.
He's like, she's like, "I'm not really all
And
that
she
upset
lets
about
him
it
off the
anymore."
hook.
I know.
Why?
I would have gotten
Get
a
a
car.
car. Telling you.
Anything could have happened. Everybody forgot about you because your shitty sister's getting married.
And he tells her happy birthday, but then he asks, "Is something else wrong?"
Well, first he was like, "I know what's bothering you.
Oh, yeah.
We're all upset that Ginny is marrying Rudy."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh my God, no.
That's
like
not
it's
it.
That's not
I
it.
meant
It's
Jake.
It's Jake." He's like, "Whoa, who the fuck is Jake?
And she's like, he thinks I'm a dork.
He's beautiful and he doesn't even know I exist. And I like him, but he does not like me."
And she's like, it hurts. And he says, that's why they call it a crush.
I know. If it was easy, they'd call it something else. I do like the thing right before. She's like, he goes, "I don't think you're a dork. Your mom doesn't think you're a dork." She's like, "Mike thinks I'm a dork." He's like, "Mike
Mike's
is
a
a dork."
Well, so am I.
Right. So yes, he says the really sweet thing, and
She
he talks
compares
about
herself to Ginny, and he's like, yeah, but I worry about her.
Right, like, I love her just the same as you, but you're two different people. Like, I worry about her sometimes because when you get things handed to you,
right,
sometimes you don't appreciate them.
But I'm not worried about you because when it happens to you, it will be forever.
Right, good night.
And they hug goodnight, and he goes to bed.
One more thing. When you find that guy, don't let him boss you around. You wear the pants in the family.
And she has this look on her face
That
like she forgot the
her
panties.
underwear. Well, I guess originally, like, that it was written for him to ask her, like, what happened to your underwear. But then
For the dad to ask her? Why would
somebody
he know?
told John Hughes was like, no, that's weird.
Like, yeah, why would the dad know her panties are
Right.
missing?
Like, how would he know? That's what somebody had to tell him, like, no, John.
No,
That's a weird thing for a dad to ask their teenage daughter.
Or to even notice.
Right? To notice or to ask in
the
any
context of that whole scene where she's asleep on the couch, why does he know her
like
panties are
maybe that's
missing?
what the face was from, was asking her like, oh, by the way, what happened to your underwear? But I guess they also, both parents, the mother specifically, had to like fight for the scene where they apologize for
really? They were
the
just going to
birthday.
let it go?
They were just going to let it go.
Damn.
John Hughes, you
Damn,
monster.
John.
John Hughes, the more I'm like,
Right?
I know. Sometimes you hear things, and it's like, especially because he used to hang out with Molly Ringwald and Anthony Michael Hall. Like, he was in his 30s, and they were teenagers, and
That's
those were like
weird.
his
not
buddies.
to mention the scripts and all of these.
Well, also
He's
the thing
clearly
is-
stuck in high school.
yeah,
so
that was the thing.
Yeah.
Is that he wanted to be like a forever teenager.
He had to have been the nerd character in high
Oh,
school, right?
he was for
He was the Anthony
sure.
Michael Hall.
Yes,
in
that's
these
why he like
scenarios.
connected with. That's why
Uh-huh.
that's his muse. It's not Molly Ringwald.
No.
It's Anthony Michael.
She's
Hall.
probably his dream girl.
probably.
There was a girl some redhead that he liked in
Uh-huh.
high school.
And he made her dye her hair red.
Uh-huh.
He made like a Molly Ring doll.
Or something. So speaking of panties, cut to
Yes.
Ted giving Jake her panties now.
He's like tells him he's making drinks and he's telling him
Making like what, a martini, or
martini?
something?
I guess.
This 15,
He's like, where'd you
14-year-old?
get these? And he was like, no, like that's not.
Yeah, he's telling her that she's crazy about you. She thinks you're
Right.
the cat's meow.
He was like, if I found out,
You're dicking me around.
would I dick you?
What
Would I
happens to
dick
me
you?
if I dick you around?
I'd
kick
beat your ass. Well, exactly. So why would I?
But if you dick her around,
Right? I will either do it myself or
Or
find
get-
somebody bigger than you to do it, but you're getting your ass kicked because not many people would lend their underpants to a geek.
And here's where things start to get dark.
Oh my God.
I can get a piece of ass anytime I
Right.
want.
He was like
Shit, Carolyn's passed out in my bed. I could violate her 10 different ways if I wanted to. Violate?
Yes.
Jake!
I mean, I guess maybe perhaps he means it colloquially.
Hopefully.
I don't know, but it's Jake, stop.
She's beautiful and built and all that. I'm just not interested anymore.
Right?
And
I
now
want a
here he has a
serious
point.
girlfriend.
She's totally insensitive. Look what she did to my house.
Right? Like,
Okay.
okay. And apparently this isn't the first time because they were talking
Right.
about this shit. Like she's just interested in partying and being popular and what have you.
But he wants a girl to love who will love him back.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful, Jake.
Right.
So he makes
He's all because Sam
a
is
deal
special.
for her panties,
Right. He's like, you let me keep these.
and you can take Carolyn home.
Jake, stop. No.
No.
Jake, no.
She's so blitz, she won't know the difference. You
Jake,
can take my car.
Stop.
And he's like, I have no license.
He was
I
like-
trust you. You don't know him.
No.
You've had a 5-minute conversation with this kid.
Right?
Why do you trust him with
Because
your
I guess
car or
the
your
way that
dad's
he talks
car?
about Sam, maybe?
I don't know.
Whatever. The whole thing is
So he carries her out to the car,
she is passed out cold. They lug her into the car.
into Dad's Rolls Royce
Yes.
convertible.
Your dad a big man, Jake?
A Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce. This is
So he's like, just don't hit anything.
Costs like $6,000.
You have $6,000? No,
I don't have $6,000.
Well, no, don't hit anything. Do you want to do this? No.
No.
Gets in the car anyway,
Right.
and he looks over and sees her
Sees their
panties
panties.
because
He's
her
like,
dress all
"Oh,
hiked up from
shit."
getting carried to the car.
He's like, she wakes up for a brief second.
She looks over at Ted.
Who's he? That's me.
Who are
Who are
you?
you? I'm him.
Okay, and passes back out.
Right. So now he's trying to
And he
get him
says, "She's totally gone. Have fun."
right? Jake.
Gross.
No.
And I'm sorry, fun isn't. Didn't he just ask her to just drop her off at home? What fun was he
saying,
supposed
like,
to have?
in the car? Like, have fun taking her home?
Maybe. Because, I mean, he did say make sure she gets home safe at
Right,
some
like,
point.
you can't
but
just
like,
leave her
right.
somewhere. You actually have to make sure she makes it home.
Well,
But he
I'm
didn't
going to guess he's
specify.
looking at this kid and he's thinking he's not a
gonna
threat.
do anything. Yeah,
He's
maybe.
going to wimp out. Like, he'll just take her home.
Probably.
I'm hoping. Let me just have a little hope for Jake Ryan.
I
That
mean,
maybe he didn't really think
for
that this
40
kid was
years,
dangerous.
I've been saving myself.
Please don't do this to me.
Don't do this to me. Jake, stop.
So he goes, he like almost crashes the car, pulling out
He's
whatever.
like, he has
It's
to
to, like, guide him out of the garage.
out of the garage.
And then after he leaves, Jake hears this maniacal laughter from above
That's
him.
exactly what I fucking wrote. Maniacal laughter, because that's what it is.
And then, oh, sexy girlfriend. It's a fucking donger.
Banzai!
Jumps out on top of Jake. And then that's all you see. But
That's it.
apparently Jake kicks his ass
Well,
after
because
that.
you grabbed my nuts.
I thought you were my
A
sexy
new
girlfriend.
style
Yes.
American girlfriend. So now the beefy dudes pull up and take Bryce and Wheeze out of the trunk. And Bryce waiting his turn. He's all,
I know he scoots over to be lifted. And I'm sorry, this turned out great for them.
oh, I know.
They did not get their asses kicked.
No.
And they got to ride home safely.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you think they liked us?
For
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Totally.
So now Carolyn is awake in the car.
Oh, man.
Rocking
she's
out
on
to
that
Billy
rebel
Idol.
yell. Rebel yell.
Fucking with the knobs in the
Yes,
car.
like, I'm a first-time driver. I really need to
Yeah,
concentrate.
Ted's trying to be responsible. And now where'd she get vodka and beer? This was his dad's Rolls Royce. They did not get in the car with alcohol.
Does it have a mini bar?
In a Rolls?
Does a Rolls Royce have... It has an umbrella holder.
I don't
for
know.
your
'cause- But that
driver?
was a big bottle of vodka.
You buy one of those to have someone drive you around in it.
But yeah, she's tossing fucking bottles out onto the
Oh,
road.
man. He's like all upset. She feeds him birth control pills.
And Mr. Ryan's phone, his car phone be ringing at
In
1
the
a.m.
middle
or
of the night?
something?
Yep, they have something called a cool box.
Oh, they
Oh,
do. They have
they
a
did.
cool box, but not the bottle of vodka. Maybe the beers.
Maybe.
But that was like a that was a
Mr.
big
Ryan,
bottle.
what
Mr.
are you
Ryan
up
be
to?
drinking and
What are you
driving?
up to at night?
So yeah, she feeds him birth control pills and he spits them out.
Right.
And she's grabbing him by his face, trying to make out, and he crashes into a trash can. And so, again, she pretends like she believes this is Jake, but when you're drunk, your eyes don't stop working.
I know.
She knows this is not Jake.
She falls down
awake.
in his lap talking about, I love you.
And
And
I'm
is he
sorry,
getting
it
roadhead?
implies he's getting roadhead, but there is no way. This kid could barely drive to begin with. You're telling me he's successfully cruised
It
out of this
Calmed
situation?
him down. This
calmed
is
the
getting good.
roadhead.
That fourth wall break.
And then he takes her over to the geek brother. And now are they brothers? Why do they look?
I don't know.
Why are they in
like
there
one
together?
was staying over at the other one's house. They were all hooked up to machinery.
I don't know what that
Get
was.
those
Like reading their
fucking
brain
things off
waves.
here. But yeah, he goes over to see Bryce and Wheeze. And I guess that's where we find out his name is Cliff because he says Cliff.
Yeah, and he wants them to bring out their
He's all,
camera.
do you have film in your camera? And they said, take those ridiculous things off. He's like, why? What do you got out there? He's like, is it a UFO? Better. Extraterrestrial? Better.
Female
extraterrestrial. God damn it. Go get the fucking camera.
And I love this little fox door knocker. Did you notice the door
but
knocker?
I said, like, the guy was like, well, how do you know it's a female extraterrestrial? She's got tits. But how do you know they're different than regular
She's
tits?
got 4.
Duh, Bryce.
Even better than Total Recall.
I know.
So now,
But yeah, the little knocker on the door.
Yeah, it
they
was
made
like a
bunch
fox
of fucking
head.
noise.
yeah, they did.
Nobody
Where are the
woke up?
parents?
They also have shit on their heads, like they're all
Probably.
fucking hooked up to brain scan machines.
So now Carolyn's in the backseat with a beer, passed out again.
They come out and see this Rolls Royce, and Carolyn pass out like, Ted,
How'd he get her in the back?
that's a Rolls Royce. Ted, that's the prom queen.
And she has to have gotten in the back by herself. There's no way he could put her in the back
I mean,
seat.
he carried her. No, Jake carried her.
He carries her after. No, he did carry her either in this
Like,
or
to
he
get
carries
down
her.
to the-
Yeah, he does. He has
Oh,
her
she's
over his shoulder.
108.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
I mean, whatever. He's like, no one's gonna believe you. And he's like,
that's
"That
what the camera's for.
stupid.
And the
Come
picture
on."
they take is just the corner of his face.
So-
Come on now. You took one photo.
I read a thing that they like went and took pictures like of her tits, but I didn't see that,
that didn't
part. Like
happen.
even in the no.
all they get is one singular photo of
It's
like
all
his
out of
eye
it.
and nose.
You know, black and white would really capture the moment. Wouldn't that be nice? Yes.
Get
that'd
you
be
take
nice.
the
You
fucking
take that
picture.
fucking picture. And yeah. And it's just like the corner of his
Yeah,
face. You don't
so
see
no
Carolyn
proof.
at all.
No
None
proof.
at all. So Jake is like Lasai.
He's laying in bed thinking about Sam, and Sam's laying on the couch thinking about Jake.
him. And in the morning, Dong is on the lawn.
He passed face down in the lawn. The dog comes and pisses on him.
Yes.
And
It's the wedding
where's
day.
Lumberjack? And how did he get home? We got some missing pieces here.
He kind of says what happens to the car.
Oh, well, yeah, we know what happened to the car, but we don't know how he got home.
That's true. I mean, he barely made it.
And Grandma's on the phone reporting him missing and describes what he's wearing to the police.
A red Argyle sweater, tan pants, red shoes.
No, he's not a Fabian.
No, he's not. I think that's more just like a description of the outfit.
They just need to know.
Yeah, they just need to know. They need to know what they're looking for.
And they're trying to cook breakfast, and Grandma Helen over here
Oh
with
my
her
God,
Peggy
she's
Bundy
got
ashes.
that fucking Shelley Duvall stress ash that the other grandma's trying to
catch with the spatula.
Right?
Like
she had. I
please.
wonder that had to have been a thing because later on when they're sitting at the table, she still has like a cigarette with a stress ash the size of Texas.
Oh my God. And now, Mom,
She blows the fucking donut. She opens up the donuts and like blows smoke right
all
outside.
over 'em.
Breakfast is served.
delicious.
Yeah. So Mom apologizes.
Yes. Oh, I feel terrible. We forgot your birthday. And she's like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah, it's like whatever.
Stop letting him off the hook.
Seriously, because here come Mike. Talk about, you want to say something to your sister? Where do I start? Like, we all missed
forgot her birthday.
Classic.
He just walks off.
He like runs into the bathroom.
And she's like, he
room.
really cares deep down. And they
No,
look at
he
each other.
doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Right. So Sam is up there talking on the phone to Randy and like tells her about how terrible this whole thing has been.
And Randy's
Randy's
room is rad. They only
I
show it for
know.
just
They
a second,
all
but
have,
she
like-
has the coolest room.
She's got a super cool room.
And she's got bad news for Sam.
She's like, well, I was going to tell you something, but now I don't know. She's like, no, I'm like unfuckwithable. You could just tell me. And she's like, my little brother paid $1 to see your underpants last night. Ah! Turn that rock and roll music.
So now they're headed off to the wedding, trying to fit everyone in these two cars.
Young Americans, young Americans.
And they go to back out and find the donger dead in the yard.
Hey, there's your dude out there. Oh, I see him. Bye, Dong. Ah!
And they flip him over and he stinks of dog piss.
Dong. Dong.
No more Yankee by Wanky. The donger need food.
Where?
Hell, he's 3 sheets to the wind.
Is
Drunk as
my-
a skunk.
Automobile.
And he's like hysterical. Automobile? Lick. Big lick.
Oh, shit. And this is where Grandma kicks
Yeah,
him?
she's all, you little
scuzzbag.
scuzzbag. I don't
never
remember
saw
that.
No.
And the girls are all arrive at church, and
Here
Tangina is there to greet
She's
them.
like, oh, I thought you had an accident. She almost seems like she hoped it would happen.
right?
I don't know. She gives me the creeps, man.
And Ginny has started her period, so she took a muscle
like, I
relaxer.
wish.
4
More like 4.
muscle relaxers.
Did it.
Yes, she sure
Oh,
did.
she sure the fuck did. Dun, 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 dun.
Cut to Ted passed out in the Rolls Royce with Carolyn.
How did he get where did he get his headgear? Did he go home first?
He's carrying his headgear in his pocket to Jake
How?
Ryan's party. I had that same note. Why does he have his headgear? And like, he did not seem to ever be drinking except for that few sips of a martini at Jake. So how did
Right.
he get so drunk he doesn't remember the night before and ended up in the parking lot across from the church?
Plausible deniability.
I don't know what happened. And so she wakes him up and
Damn, Mom, I got my headgear on.
and and there's my note. He brought this with him to the party.
Where the hell am I?
I'll tell you where you are if you tell me who you are.
Farmer Ted.
You're in a parking lot across the street from my church.
Did you go to church?
And he's like, what happened? And
No
she's like, I
idea.
don't know.
Did I do that to your hair? I
And
don't
why does
think
she have a ponytail of her
They
hair
sent
with
her
her?
home. Right, where did that come from?
Her hair wasn't in a ponytail
Was
when
it
they
in her
cut it. So someone
bra in
gathered
her
the loose
pocket?
hair.
Right?
One of
It was
these
in
drunk
the door?
girls.
When he opened the door?
I don't know.
I don't
Makes
know.
no sense.
So anyway, she's got the thing like, did we
And she's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
yeah, she's probably sitting in a puddle. She's all tampered with. Oh,
He's all, do you know if I enjoyed it? And she,
Of
oh, what
course
am I
I
nuts?
did.
Of course I did. Did you?
I think I did.
I have this weird feeling that I did.
Wow. Wow.
And now Ginny is wasted.
She is zooted.
She's boneless.
I feel funky.
She's trying to put her shoes on. Sam's trying to put her
Right,
shoes
she's
on,
like-
and they're just fucking loose
She's
feet.
trying to drink. Her mom's got that tray under the.
And Jake pulls
goes
up
her
to Sam's house.
and Dong answers the door.
And he
He's like,
freaks
"No!"
out. You beat
He's
my
like,
face.
You grabbed my nuts.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were my new style
American girlfriend.
And he's like, where's Samantha?
Just get Samantha. She went to the church and got married.
Married?
Married.
Married?
Married.
Yeah, married.
Married. Jeez.
So now back at the church, Sam is telling Ginny she's happy for her and she's sorry for being a jerk.
Right.
And she's like, that's lovely, and just
Are
fucking
you
falls
okay?
over.
She's like, this'll be a piece of cake, Bren.
Watching her fingers like, ooh,
So
tracers.
she like, she timbers. It's like, holy shit, she had a cramp.
And everyone hears them yelling
It's like,
about her
we don't
period.
want to announce to everybody that she's got her period. And Rudy's up there like, guess everybody that said we had to's feeling pretty stupid right now. Huh? Hey, Padre.
And Tangina starts up the wedding march, and Dag drags her down the aisle.
She's stumbling. She's struggling.
She sits down next to the
veil. I
Belushi
can't
mom.
See with the
Yes.
Jim and John Belushi's mother. She sits next to like, I got it.
But yeah, up at the altar, she takes off her veil
Like tosses it over some
on a flower arrangement. And Carolyn and Ted are having a moment.
She's like, I never went out with a freshman before, even when I was a freshman.
You were pretty crazy last night. So now she does or does not remember what happened.
I don't know. That's what that was my question. I was like, so does she remember? Does she not remember? Are they both? Did they both are like?
Did they roofie one another? What happened?
What did you?
Those birth
roofie
control
each other?
pills were roofies.
Oh, her stepdad put those there.
Oh God. And she's like, you know what my favorite part was, or what I liked best?
Waking up in your arms.
And he's all these things because they're like little sticks.
I know. He's like, was it my clean clothes shave?
No, it was waking up in your arms. Well, you're telling me she
Really?
never woke up in Jake's arms? She talks about how they played husband and wife every time his parents
I
go away.
know. So like,
And I'm sorry, Jake Ryan's arms?
I mean, it was bad enough that like apparently Molly Ringwald dated Anthony Michael Hall like during
so
Breakfast
weird.
Club when
That's
she
so
had
weird.
Judd Nelson right there
And
Emilio.
Emilio.
I mean, shit, Ali Sheedy, why not?
Fuck over Anthony Michael Hall any day.
Any fucking day. Rudy. There's a whole
Rudy.
long list. I mean, I guess because they were both the same age.
I guess.
But like
I
in
cannot
real life,
see it.
really?
I cannot see it.
That's weird.
And so as they start kissing as Jake rolls up, and Jake
Like,
with his head out the
what
sunroof.
fuck
Holy
is
shit.
happening here?
And he parks and goes to talk to them, and Carolyn's like,
She's like, I'll handle this.
and Ted's like,
the
oh, I'm
phone-
dead. I'm dead.
The phone in the car is ringing and it's fucking Wheeze.
It's the Geek Squad.
He's like, you
What
want what
happened?
happened? By the book.
And Jake apologizes to Carolyn for setting her up with Ted, and she's like, "It's okay.
I'm
it
sorry
wasn't
about
too
the party.
terrible.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about the party. And like, look, we're not gonna die.
If things don't work out between us,
You know, like I'm not gonna get hurt though. It's totally cool because I'm gonna go out with this geek.
And they break up and they hug.
Mm-hmm.
And now the wedding is over. Everyone
Ginny
is
is
leaving
still
the
high as
church.
fuck.
Oh
She's,
hell
like, coming
yeah!
out
She's
of her
trying to
shoes.
disrobe. She's
She's
eating
getting,
the
like,
rice out of the air
Jumping
they're
out of her
throwing.
crinoline. Oh man!
Rudy
she
lit a
jumps in the
cigarette
front seat.
immediately.
Oh my god! Him and his dad. Like as soon as they come out, the
But yeah,
mom's
she gets in the front with the driver and
kissing
puts
the
on his
fucking
hat.
reverend. Oh my god!
She's
So,
trying to nap on the steps on the way to the car.
Come on, let's go. So Sam goes back in. She's like, oh, her veil. Like, I have to go get her veil. And she sees the little mechanical lady.
And they have a little conversation. A little exchange. And
Bye.
Sam's like, oh, well, I got to go. I want to make sure to see my sister
I wanna
leave,
see-
which
yeah.
everybody forgot about you again, Sam.
I know.
Nobody
She
gives
goes
a fuck.
out there.
They're all leaving without
And
you.
everybody is pulling away. But this scene, though, everybody leaves.
I'm telling you,
Oh
this
my
is the
God.
boombox in the rain.
Yes.
All the
Everybody
cars
drives
pull away.
and he's sitting outside that porch,
Leaning against that porch.
leaning on his porch.
Waiting with his little hands in his pockets.
Oh my god!
He takes one out and gives her a little wave and a
she's
smile.
Like, "Me?" And he's like, "Yeah, you."
There ain't nobody else here, dumbass.
Oh my god! And so like
He jogs up to her.
tip, 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 tip. She's wearing that fucking dress.
And she's like, what are you doing here?
I came to see you. I heard you were here.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Do you have to go to the reception now?
No. Yes, I got to go to the reception.
And then she's
Can
like,
I call you later? Like, no. I mean, no, I don't have to go to the reception.
And he's like, oh, great. And they get in his car.
Oh my God, she's
Dad finally sees
this is Jake. And
guy.
he's like, oh shit, a Porsche. Good.
He gives
for
her a
you.
little
He's
okay,
yeah,
like, all right.
And the cake scene. And of course, this song is fucking perfect because of the words. Like, talk about if you were here, I could deceive you, and if you were here, you would believe. Because if you were leaning over this hot ass cake.
And what is with all the glass tables in his house? That whole dining room table they're sitting on is glass.
The 80s, they could have shattered it.
They should not be sitting on this
That
table.
is so many candles that they're leaning over. It's a fire
She's in a flammable fucking dress. That is like taffeta.
Taffeta, darling. Taffeta is not a flame retardant.
Yes, he went and got her a cake.
Bridesmaid dress.
And so, and I love that it's dark because around them is just pure trash.
Oh, it's just garbage. It smells like
pure
shit.
trash.
Somebody probably
there's
shat
vomit.
in the sink.
There's
he had it all cleaned up. He had the fucking cat in
stuff.
the hat come through in his
there
credenza.
You go. The
and
cat
just
in the
clean
hat
it
did it.
It's
so
just
yes,
like,
we get the
thanks for
kiss
getting
over
my
the
undies
cake.
back.
Yes.
Thanks for coming over. Thanks for coming to get me. Happy birthday. Make a wish.
It
already came true. Aw. And you know that shit was hot. Like, I'm talking
the
temperature
heat
hot.
of 16 candles underneath you.
Hot. They're like trying not to get their crotches burned off. It probably sizzled a few pubes.
And once again, we were doomed to desire a boy we knew
my
nothing
God.
about other than that he was beautiful and tall and he wore them boots.
He is so fucking cute when he comes to get her at the church, talking about, oh, I heard you were here and I'm so fucking cute. Like, look at me, little Jake Ryan. I want to date a sophomore.
And we have no idea where they're at in the school year either. This seems like mid-year or something.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know, springtime, the only pretty ringtime birds sing.
We already did that one.
A ding a sweet love. It's springtime.
And speaking of that one, that was our 150th episode and we didn't even know. We didn't even mention it.
Didn't even, just passed right over us because it's like, you know.
But you know what else we got coming up? Our 3-year anniversary is coming up in June. If you would like to leave us any happy anniversary messages, you can do that at 702-720-3666.
Doom.
702-720-DOOM.
Yes.
Congratulate us. Leave a weird message. Do a character.
Express your disbelief that we've managed to keep doing this for 3 fucking years.
If you have a favorite funny thing that we've said, a weird word we mispronounced and now it's a new term.
Still the
a favorite episode, let us know. You can also email us, doomgenerationpodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Instagram, doomgeneration.
We out ya. Well, she out ya.
You can support this podcast at patreon.com/doomgeneration.
You'll get some stuff.
We got magnets, we got stickers. If you go over to threadless.com and look up Doom Generation, we got all kinds of shit. We got shirts and sweatshirts.
Doom Generation /
I feel like you can get weird stuff on there, like
I know, like
mouse pads,
right? You can get a mouse pad with our faces on it. How weird would that be?
Yeah, we got a few different designs over there. We got that.
You want
new
a shower
logo
curtain with us on it? You could
yes,
probably get
I feel
one.
like there's so much. I think there's a skateboard.
Hey, why not?
There's no panties. Sorry.
Sorry,
there is
not no panties. No panties.
Oh, and you know what? I didn't even think about. We had the Molly Ringwald, the stunt cunt, panty shot in Breakfast Club, and now
this was
he got a little obsession with
too.
some redhead's panties.
Oh, God.
Huh.
Well, something about that. He got a crotch shot somewhere. He got a little peek of them panties.
Man, he's dead.
Speaking ill of the dead.
He's dead.
It's okay. He can't sue us now.
Well, that's
It's
true.
fine.
His estate could.
Maybe.
Hey, 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 hey. That's not the one. From this.
you
Sue me.
Yeah, don't you sue me. Don't. So we hope you enjoyed this episode on 16 Candles.
Yes, it's been 40 years of this shit, and we just now realized that everything that makes us funny is racist or date rapey.
Yeah.
So, hey, woo! 40 years of this shit.
Here's to another 40.
Yes, let's keep that going.
You know how we love it. All right.
So, yeah,
Until next week.
we'll talk at you next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
Later, Doomers. What are we doing?
Doomers, we're from here.